The Chicago Sun-Times newspaper talks about how Cook County inmates have been waiting up to 9 years for a trial. That's crazy. If you guys know what it is to do time in a county jail, you guys know that it's hard time in a very small place. Prison is prison. It doesn't matter what the cage is built out of. It's still a cage. But there's also hard time and good time. And hey, what's up, raza? If you are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, don't disrespect, leave a message, leave a thumbs up, thumbs down, it doesn't matter. What's up, guys? My name is JC, and I am Ron Strong, born and raised in Chicago, Illinois, but reside and was adopted by Phoenix, Arizona now. So, spent 17 years of my life incarcerated in and out of state, federal, and Mexican prison. I am now a law-abiding citizen. No, I am. If you don't believe me, ask somebody. What's up, raza? Súbanse a la Suburban. Today we're going to talk about Cook County Jail, 26th Street in California. If you guys are from Chi-Town, you guys have seen my Cook County videos. It is not a good place. It is not a good place, and there's people that's sitting there up to 9 years waiting for a sentence or a trial. That's crazy. But you know what the thing is, though? It's crazy on both sides, because the judge could usually kind of push it to move a little bit faster, but then you have the lawyers and the prosecutors and stuff like that. But then, you know, the inmates too. And I'm gonna tell you why. And this is crazy, but I lived it, so I know. A complex murder case should take no longer than 2.5 years to trial, or to even reach like an agreement, like a plea case or disposition, what they call. So why are so many inmates sitting at Cook County Jail up to 2 years? Because, I mean, Cook County should just be like, wham, bam, thank you, man, here you go, boom. Unless you're fighting like a big, like, murder trial, like high profile case, then it should take up to, I've seen some of my guys sitting there for about four or 5 years. You know, they're fighting for their lives. So, you know, but 9 years in that little area, that little unit, unit 10, unit 11, you know, those units, straight gladiator school, straight somewhere where I do not want to be sitting for years. But this is the thing, and this is how a lot of criminals think. Most of them are actually trying to avoid going to reception, the classification center where they send you after you get sentenced at the Cook County. Once you get sentenced in the Cook County, they ship you off. You go to classification center. Back in the old school days, like my days, my number starts with a K, K67, 119. You'll see all my gun charges. I got classified in Joliet. Joliet used to be classification, but it's not no more. They closed it down, turned it into a museum. But that's where they, you know, check your background for being violent, your gang tattoos. This is where they do all the digging to see, you know, where they're going to send you, what yard, what points, you name it. But now, like I said, Joliet's not the classification center no more. It's up north now where they classify you. But let's talk about Cook County. Why a lot of inmates want to sit there. And especially a lot of these dudes that are fighting murder cases are sitting up to 9 years at Cook County. One, they have that closeness to the street gangs still. They get regular visits from all the guys handling business. Like when my chief was in there, I used to be there every Tuesday to see him, to see what he had to say, what I needed to do. So that's one of the reasons. Phone calls, money, visitation, close to home. I mean, there's a big list. I mean, girlfriends. If you're still in the city, 26th Street in California, it's really easy for all your girlfriends, your family, your kids, your boys to go see you. There is no excuse. Same thing with money. They take the money right there and then when you walk into visitations and put it on the inmate's books. It's close to home. It just makes everything easier. But the fucked up thing is that as inmates, we get used to doing hard time. Because you can't compare county time to prison time. There is no comparison. There is no comparison whatsoever. Because when you go to prison, that actually becomes your home. Your locker, you start to settle in, you start to get into a routine, you start to go to school, you start to go to yard, you start to get a job, you start to pretty much live a life incarcerated. And in the county jail, you can't do that. In there, it's like straight lazy mode. You wake up, you talk crap, you hang out with the other fucking losers. That's what I was. That's what I would do. And you don't do nothing all day but talk about gangs, gangbang, blah, blah, blah. Just waiting and looking for drama. Pretty much. That's all it is. You know, I look back now to all those years that I did time, and I'm like, fuck, man. If I would have only started thinking the way that I did at the end of my bid, I would have had like degrees and degrees on top of degrees, man, because they give you an opportunity to try and get better. But most of us don't want to, because most of us want to hang out on the yard, want to get high, want to gangbang, want to get swole. Like everything that does not mean nothing in there to get better to the world, you do at the beginning when you're just wasting your time. Now, if you are getting ready to go in there, I suggest that you sign up to every program, everything you could do to stay busy, get better, and become somebody when you get out. Another motivation for defendants that take the snail crawl pace of their cases is that they're hoping that over time their case gets weaker with the state. Now let me explain that to you. With time, witnesses can either die or lose interest. And if the trial is delayed long enough, it could kill the case. It could actually bring the case down into the dirt. And that's the cat and mouse game that these lawyers play with each other when you have a lawyer that's actually defending you than a lawyer that is best friends with the prosecutor and go have lunch together, because no matter what, he's going to hand you over on a platter. Now, if you have a lawyer that you could trust and is doing his job, then you don't have to worry about that. Just like shout outs to Juan de Leon. Juan de Leon is known to be a badass lawyer in Chicago, Illinois, no S. If you ever in trouble and need the right kind of legal guidance, I suggest you call him and he represents you, because I've seen it millions of times. You have to get someone that knows what they're doing in the law and is familiar with the hood and how life is lived. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's crazy. We get used to being in prison. We get used to being in the gutter. We get used to doing hard time, and all that changes if you only start to take care of yourself. In my mentoring program, Well, the first step that I have my guys do is they start to make their bed every day nonstop to build a habit. 30 days of making your bed. 30 days. Every day, as soon as you get up, that's the first thing you should do is make your bed. Then you can handle the rest of your business. My name is JC. I am Wrong to Strong. These are my shenanigans. This is my channel. Spent most of my life incarcerated. I'm an emotional wreck. I'm mad half of the time. I lift weights. I hold the state record in Arizona for deadlifts for the old guys. I like to help people get fit. I like to help people get right in their mind. And I like to help kids stay away from gangs and all this narco culture that has invaded our homes and our generation nowadays. And just to tell them, I lived that life. It's not what it's cut out to be. And if I could go back and change everything, I don't know if I would change it, because then I wouldn't be able to do the work that I do now. That's a hard one. But I would stay in school and I would educate myself and I would listen to everybody that tried to give me some good piece of advice back then. That I wish I could turn the hands of time. But there's one thing that you don't get back, and that is time. Everything else you could work your ass off, pay it off, get it, get this, get that. One thing you'll never get, and it's priceless, is time. So make sure that you're using your time wisely. Don't sit in prison. Don't go to prison. Don't break the law. Don't do drugs. Stay sober, man. Love your queen. Love your parents. Love your sisters, your brothers. Be a good person. It's not a bad thing. Don't judge nobody. Give somebody a hug. Stay in your lane. Live savage. And remember, you only have one life to live. But if you live it right, one life is all you need. My name is JC. I'll let you.